Hey everyone, let's just dive right into this. Welcome to The Explainer. Today we're unpacking something absolutely fascinating from our source material, the architecture of a mentally untouchable mind. You know, we live in this incredibly noisy world, right? But the material reminds us right off the bat that we've got to completely reframe how we view power. Real power? It doesn't shout. It doesn't beg for attention or applause. It actually moves in complete silence. So today we're going to break down exactly how you can start building this kind of mental fortress for yourself.
Seriously, think about it for a second. Have you ever noticed that the strongest people in the room are usually the quietest? Just pause and let that dynamic sink in. Society constantly pushes this assumption, right? That loudness equals strength. That whoever is talking the most or reacting the most aggressively holds all the cards. But the source material challenges this head-on. It reveals that true strength is, fundamentally, quiet.
So what do we actually mean by being mentally untouchable? Well, it's a state of being so intensely focused on your goals that negativity simply no longer controls your life. A lot of folks mistakenly think this means becoming cold, robotic, or totally emotionless, but it's not that at all. It's about supreme focus. When you reach this state, you can't be easily distracted, you can't be manipulated, and you absolutely cannot be defeated by the daily noise.
All right, let's get into phase one, master your inner world. You know, we often confuse two very different states of being alone. On one hand, you have loneliness, which just drains you. It's a state of lacking, right? A feeling of isolation. But on the other hand, solitude actually builds you. The untouchable mind doesn't fear being alone. It actively seeks it out. Why? Because that constructive, empowering solitude is exactly where the real foundation is poured.
And what exactly are you doing in that solitude? Well, you're building in silence. You're prioritizing reading, thinking deeply, learning new skills, and steadily improving. You see, the strongest mindset isn't forged on a stage in front of a crowd. It's constructed when absolutely nobody is watching you. It's those quiet, solitary reps that really dictate how you perform when life actually tests you.
And all that quiet solitude builds our next core habit, which is emotional control. Think about the fundamental difference between reacting and responding. Literally anyone can react. Reacting is emotional, it's automatic. It's basically handing over the remote control to someone else when they insult you. But responding? Now that is the rare, incredibly powerful ability to take a breath and remain completely calm and focused no matter how chaotic the situation gets.
Which brings us to this definitive rule. Your emotions should serve you, not control you. I really want to emphasize this takeaway because mastering this dynamic is the absolute bedrock of your inner foundation. If your emotions are in the driver's seat, you're highly touchable. You're vulnerable to every single bump in the road. You've got to put them in the passenger seat where they belong.
Moving right along to phase two, guard your personal boundaries.
Okay, this is a massive one. Not everyone deserves an explanation. Most people waste just incredible amounts of energy running around trying to make everyone understand their choices and their boundaries. Trying to justify yourself to the whole world, it's a huge drain on your energy. A mentally strong person flat out refuses to over-explain. They know for a fact that their results will always speak much louder than their words ever could.
So let's see how this builds into protecting your absolute most valuable asset, your time. Consider what the source calls the future stealers. These are the specific things you literally must stop saying yes to. Unnecessary conversations, they cost you your energy. Distractions, those cost you your focus. Bad habits, they literally cost you your future. Defending your boundaries means ruthlessly cutting these future stealers right out of your daily routine.
Now for phase three, the engines of growth.
The untouchable mind belongs to a lifelong student. Successful people simply never stop learning. Our source material outlines some highly effective domains to master, specifically psychology, business, communication, and health. Diving into books and studying these subjects arms you with this deeply rooted knowledge. And that knowledge, it gives you a type of grounded confidence that absolutely nobody can ever take away from you.
But here's the catch. How do you keep that growth engine running when you're just tired? Well, consider the difference between motivation and discipline. Motivation is just a feeling. It's fleeting. It comes and goes depending on the day, the weather, your mood. But discipline stays, and more importantly, it builds on itself. Relying on motivation is a trap, guys. Developing rock-solid consistency through discipline is exactly how you forge that untouchable armor.
Let's break down the actual mechanics of that discipline into a super simple 3-step sequence. Step 1, take small actions. Step 2,
Repeat them every single day. Step 3. Create extraordinary results. It really is that straightforward. Ultimate success isn't some overnight miracle that just falls from the sky. It's built just one day at a time through relentless, quiet repetition.
Which brings us to our final section, Phase 4. Let success speak.
It's time to become the quiet worker. Don't argue, don't compete, definitely don't chase validation. Just work quietly and improve daily. You have got to drop that exhausting need for external applause. When you finally just put your head down and do the work, well, when people finally do notice you, your eventual success is going to do all the introducing you'll ever need.
Let's take a breath and really absorb this core philosophy from the material. The loudest person seeks attention. The strongest person builds a future. Just let that sink in for a moment. The noise is just a distraction. Real strength is quietly, meticulously laying the bricks for what comes next.
So, as we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with a direct challenge. Ask yourself honestly, right now, which of your daily habits is stealing your future? And more importantly, what exactly are you going to do to take it back today? Remember, the untouchable mind isn't some magical gift you're born with. It's a choice you make every single morning. So make the right choice today. Thanks so much for joining me, and keep building.